So I have a Snow Joe snowblower that wouldn't start, and I've seen some other YouTube videos where people looked at for fuses and circuit boards and were able to repair them on other electric corded or cordless snowblowers. I wanted to see if I could find something similar in my situation. I bought this online and used it for 9 days before it died. It was under the warranty, but Snow Joe said they couldn't ship to my location, so I was out of luck. They gave me a 10% off coupon for purchase of something else, but I wasn't really interested in that. So let's take a look at what's inside. And I took this down, I took a lot of screws out of this, and you may not have to do that in your case, but you may be curious to see what it looks like inside. Before we get started, I should mention that I used a cordless drill, a 10mm open-end box wrench and socket, and then some fine Phillips screwdrivers, an extendable magnet to pull the screws out of the wells, because some of them were pretty tricky to get out, and then some pliers to pull the cotter pin for the chute revolve. This is the right side of the snowblower. The panel has been removed, and if you're curious as to what's inside, I don't know if the light is going to be good enough to tell. I have LED lights, and so on the back of the device you can see a switch there to turn on the lights, and you can see that line and circuit board. Let's see if I can show it to you in a reasonable fashion. Kind of washed out, sorry about that. You can see that connecting down there. The power from the outside of the device here going up to the handle and out to the cord comes in there. And I couldn't see anything particularly burned out, wrong. I didn't see any fuses really. I did see a little thing here. I don't know if you can see that. And it's might be too bright to see. But it's like EE. I'm going to try a different light here. Try not to wash it out quite so much. But there's a yellow block there that has EE 23 maybe? It's hard to tell from this angle. That didn't look broken or anything, but might be of interest to someone else. And I could see the leads to the lights themselves. They looked fine. Didn't see anything noticeably wrong on this side. So let's go around to the other side. So there's a good chance that you might not need to take all the screws out to do what I did. So the pulley looked good, the belt looked good. I didn't see anything noticeably interesting there. But if you look at the top here, I don't know if I can get this in the shot. Let's see. You can kind of see it right there. right in the center of the screen. This is kind of awkward, but I'm going to try to pull this out. You can see a line going directly to that. Now I've pulled it out a little bit with a screwdriver. Mine was sitting proud like that. And what I did was I pulled it all the way out just to see what it was, right? So here it is. It's kind of a spring job. I don't know if you can tell that, but I think it shouldn't be sitting proud, right? So I'm gonna try to push that all the way back in. Can you see that? Push it all the way down. And you can see that it goes directly into the electric motor itself. Maybe it's a stator? I'm not really certain what the term is. There you can kind of see the track that it runs on the bottom edge, or the top edge of it, before the winding of the wiring, that little gray track. And once I put that in, all the way down, I plugged it in and I pulled the trigger and it started right up. Let's show that. Okay, I've plugged it in and pushing in the button. So there it goes. Prior to pushing that into the stator, I'm not certain the right term, the push plug in, the lights would turn on, but nothing else would. The motor wouldn't turn over, or the electric motor wouldn't turn over. So I think it was just vibration that forced it out. I'm not really certain what else it would be. I'm going to see if I can get this back together and see if I can use it again this season. So there it is. And you'll notice we've got those metal bolts. They come through here. A bolt comes through here, and it's really pretty hard to get this whole back cover off. And if you're having a problem like this, if you can avoid pulling this off, if you can just do this left side panel with access to the pulley and reach up in there and push that in, that would be way better than pulling out all these screws. I'm not certain if I'm going to be able to get them all in, so we'll give it a whirl. All right. Okay, and the moment of truth. Looks good.